last league, we've got a few small differences. We're trying a couple of Nikki B in the main deck, just as card advantage and a evasive threat that dodges Lightning Bolt and Path and has to have Revolted Push to kill it. We add another Surgical and another Damping Sphere and an Alpine Moon to the sideboard, because I think we're pretty fortunate to beat Tron yesterday, so I want a little bit more hate for that. I couldn't help myself, it's my birthday. Treat yourself. Yeah, this hand's fine, right? I get to fetch Steam Vents with this, and then I can Helix on 2 and Lingering Souls on 3. They suspended an Ancestral Vision. So we might get to see if I can live up to the we have a good control matchup statement. So we'll see how this goes. They could be the Living End deck as well. Mono blue Living End's was a thing for a hot second that plays the cards our opponent's deck has played so far. Helix is so good. The 4 Helix are so great at offsetting the damage this archetype does to itself with its mana base. Yeah, could also be turns. Could be blue-white control too. Some blue-white control lists are still playing Ancestral Vision. So turns, blue end, and looking like... I guess it could still be turns, but more likely to be blue-white control at this point. Yeah, looks like blue-white control. I mean, we have a bunch of spot removal. So, spot removal is very good against go-wide decks, especially when you pair it with Lingering Souls. So, like, you have Lingering Souls to help, like, block their little poopy creatures that go wide, and we have a ton of quality spot removal to kill, like, their lords and stuff that, like, really make their deck tick. Main deck Timely Reinforcements is pretty stock in a lot of blue-white control lists. There's like a 1x copy that a lot of people play. We have basic planes in our deck, Slim Munzie. I don't think you want more than one of each basic. It's going to become awkward to cast your spells and draws where you draw too many basic lands. Then to click. I'm just gonna Snap Helix them. We're basically just a burn deck here, right? Just like want to race. Extra Lingering Souls, deal. What is the art on that click? This specific one is a Moto promo. I think it's, yeah, it's a Judge promo in paper. They did gain 6. They gained 6 off of Timely. Don't engage with people like Sir Snake. Just tell a moderator that they're saying nonsense about other content creators and we'll promptly ban them from the channel. Or time them out. Nah, I think Gideon's just higher card quality. I just, like, want as many of my cards as possible to be good pro. Humusk, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. And there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. I do appreciate it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Lingering Souls here because it puts lethal in play. Sirjik, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. So this looks like a Cryptic or a Logic Knot. One of the two. They're probably deciding if they want to bounce a Spirit token with Cryptic. I'd assume they do. If they have a Wrath of God, we're probably going to be in a little bit of trouble here. But if they don't have a Sweeper next turn, we should be pretty okay. Whoop. Can someone tell me, does this link work for you now? This link wasn't working earlier. Does that work for people? They're returning my... Why would they return my land? It works. Perfect. Thank you. Define Works opens a blog link. Right. I wrote that this morning and I tweeted it earlier, but I forgot that the site that I write for on occasion has to manually approve posts after I write them. Ustamox, thank you very much. I don't get paid based on clicks. I just get paid a flat rate, so I don't care if you click on it. You should click on it if it's something you think might be useful to you. Now I can tweet it because the link works. If you are interested in how I play Magic Online on Linux, or are interested in setting up on your Linux computer or OS X, that link will tell you how. Ustamaka, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome. So this is potentially bad for me because now if they have a Detention Sphere, I can't path my own spirit. So I guess I should have played Flooded Strand. Yeah, I punted. Ah, they were dead. They were dead, chat. Now we're going to lose because I messed up. Now we're going to lose because I messed up. That was a tight play on the Ghost Quarter from the opponent. That could maybe steal it for us. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to, like, replay the Sacred Foundry because it was the land that they knew about. So, like, I technically concealed information by waiting to play the Flooded Strand, but we get punished by them having Ghost Quarter or Field of Ruin by doing that. So, and they had or having Ghost Quarter or Field of Ruin into Detention Sphere, and that's exactly what happened. So, definitely could have played around that and then didn't. Yep. I mean, Helix is lethal assuming they don't have a path here, and considering they haven't played a path, I assume this Tar Pit's not going to live. They don't have a path here, obviously. Like, they didn't brainstorm, so I assume they have an answer to this. Wow, did they really not brainstorm and not have an answer? All right, we're in this game. We punted, but they punted back here. God bless. Not brainstorming when they didn't have the answer there seems really bad. Yeah, I think they overvalued their Jace. I agree. I've played a lot of poker, but I generally don't play much poker because poker is a very boring game. If you're playing poker properly, it involves a ton of waiting. What do I think of Chaos Drafts? I think I don't play Limited regardless of what kind of Limited it is. Just don't really enjoy it. Alright, they have Terminus. Sure, that cleans up these. They need a counterspell to not die to this Geist of St. Traft, and then they need to not die to a burn spell off the top of our deck. Which we have a few of, because Kolaghan's commands a lethal burn spell at this point too, since they're at 2. I actually don't think the mana base in this deck is really that greedy. We have one of each basic. We have a high land count overall. Like, are you just like prescribed to the school of thought that like if you have a lot of colors, you're automatically greedy? Because like our spell count is pretty conservative too. Doom, Helix, Brutality, Snap. Yeah, we have a lot of good ones here. That being said, they're gonna top a bad one. We're gonna be sad. What'd they do? Put a card on top. That means we're dead. I'll take a draw step here to show you that it's bad, but this game is over. And we lost this game because I made a mistake. If I would have played the Flooded Strand the turn they Ghost Quartered and then Detention Spirit or Lingering Souls tokens, we would have likely won the game on the back of the Souls tokens. Or that Creeping Tarpet would have been able to clean up after the Souls tokens. They would have gotten one more hit in. It was 10 out of 10. A big mistake on my part. So Path to Exile is pretty bad here. I guess I'll bring in like Alpine Moon and a Surgical Extraction. We really don't have a lot of cards in our sideboard for a matchup like this, but again, I think a matchup like this is probably pretty favored for us in general if I play well. Stab Mephisto, again, this is just a deck list someone sent in. If you want to build something else, build something else. Again, don't just scream cards at me. Be constructive, be specific. I think adding this card fixes this specific problem, and it's better than this card you're already playing, because that's how you provide constructive, specific feedback. Do that in this channel, or don't provide feedback. We're playing 4 colors. There's literally like 800 different cards we could be playing, right? Again, Sad, I gave you a warning. I'm not here to justify every choice in the deck to you. Like it would take me, you know, an hour to walk through every card and justify why I would want to do that. So again, I'm all up for constructive, specific suggestions, but I don't know. I've said my piece. I already picked up the cards for the more stock list Fragdads. So I have a list set up already. I'm just playing the list off my website. The spiel about constructive feedback, you are cute XD, is literally in the stream rules that you have to click through before you're allowed to type in chat. So that's why I give people very little warning before I time them out, because if they already ignored the stream rules, they're probably going to ignore me warning them too. That requires reading, yep. I've said this very often. Streaming on Twitch is a lot like being both a parent and a teacher. You have to speak very slowly and repeat yourself fairly often. Yeah, did you see the card choice command, Bolas? I bet you were one of those dirty, nasty teachers who made their students read the syllabus. I did actually. In fact, this was one of my favorite things, and I wasn't the only teacher who did this. Did you know on more than one occasion, oftentimes, I would put answers to my first test in the syllabus, and then you could see who messed up and didn't read the syllabus by who messed that question up on the exam a lot of the time. Reading's the hardest part. It really is. So I'm not playing any more threats out this game until they deal with the 4 spirits in play. These 4 spirits are going to kill them if they don't get them off the table. Online quiz about the syllabus. The online quiz about the syllabus, I think that's too much. Like like, I want to know the people that are like actually going to like get up and do it themselves, right? Like, I don't want to make it an assignment, but I want to reward the people that do what they're supposed to be doing. Is basically what it comes down to. Sure. Oh, I forgot to float black. I was like, why are they bouncing that and not a token? This makes sense now. I should have floated black. That was a mistake. It was a mistake not to float black there. Because now I can't bolt snap bolt if they kill these tokens next turn. They're at 7, chat. They're at 7. Wait, did they know Terminus was there? They actually didn't. That's a good point. That was a blind Terminus. This is going to grab Hallowed Fountain here at end step, I think. The mana base just continues to be very good in this deck, by the way. Did I take attendance? I did not. Well, that's not true. Some of the schools I taught at required me to take attendance, but if they didn't require me to, I didn't. Actually, one of my other favorite teacher tricks to keep kids on their toes, I would only collect homework from certain portions of the class. So that way, I would encourage everybody to do their homework, but not everybody would know that they were getting graded on it. So, like, no joke, there was one semester, I'd literally just roll a die at the start of the class and then pick the row that I rolled to collect homework from for that day. They weren't a fan of that. Because I didn't want to grade 30 pieces of homework, but I wanted them to do their homework because it was going to help them. I'm an evil human being. Listen, chat, just appreciate me. I'm all there for like low effort ways to like encourage your students to do what they should be doing. A lot of the schools I taught at didn't have big enough classes to need a TA. So a lot of the classes I taught were like, you know, between like 15 and 30 people. Any tips for the first day? Show up. The easiest way to fail is to not try. For people asking what I taught, I have a master's degree in mathematics. I taught various introductory college algebra, calculus, algebra, statistics, finite math type stuff. Hey, go to class. Go to all of your classes. That seems very hypocritical. No, I don't think it's at all. I think work smarter, not harder isn't hypocritical. It's basically what I was doing. It's just tempo, yep. Go to class, yep. That seems great. Having 2 of our basics in our opener kind of sucks against the Field of Ruin deck, but both Countersquall and Lingering Souls are very good magic cards here. How would they know if they did the homework right? Was there a key or something? Actually, this is a good tip. Someone's asking about tips for going to college. If you aren't 100% certain that you did your homework right, or that you were able to complete your homework successfully, ask about it. Most teachers are going to be super excited to help you if you ask how to finish a homework assignment that they weren't giving you to be graded. That the point of homework isn't to grade you. The point of homework is to help you be successful on the things that you are actually graded on. Always, if you aren't 100% certain that what you did was correct, you need to ask. Yeah, office hours exist for a reason. A lot of teachers just sit there and dick around during office hours because nobody shows up. So, show up. Well, I mean, it depends on the type of class, Waffle. Like, in a CS program, you would generally prefer your homework is your grade because that means you're doing project-based stuff generally and not just doing BS busy work or like being tested on trivial things that don't really matter. I'm watching Jeff right now during office hours. My door is wide open. Yep. Yep. Yeah, the people that always spent a lot of money on their education and then dicked around, those were the ones that confused me the most. It's like, you know how you know how college is expensive? Don't waste it. Lingering Souls is so good in these matchups. We're basically just like Lingering Souls burn deck, right? Snapcaster, sure. Jeff, you're my nightmare professor. Yep. I was good at my job. I think I want to trade here just to keep my health total high. This might be overly conservative, though. And again, I don't plan to add any additional pressure to this table until they threaten to take my existing pressure away. So... do I miss my job at the college? I miss teaching sometimes. I really enjoyed teaching. I definitely taught because I enjoy teaching. But Twitch chat in a lot of ways is like teaching. In many ways, Twitch chat is like teaching. So here's the question. Do I want to Countersquall this Ancestral Visions, or do I want to Countersquall their payoffs and try and tempo them out of the game? What's the line here? I think I would rather probably counter the payoffs, right? Because, like, they're at 14. They're at 6. That's only 2 hits from this, plus a Colonnade. Yeah, I think I just let this happen here. I don't think that's true, Rick. The best card advantage in Modern is killing your opponent while they have cards in their hand. Magic players like to grind way too much. That can be taken out of context. Yeah, correct. Just kill them. Stop trying to grind and just worry about ending the game. A student rudely asked for help. That's absurd. What kind of student shows up and actually asks for help? There are only 3 lands in our deck that don't cast half of Countersquall. We have 21 lands that cast Countersquall. And yeah, look at this game right here. The 2 damage off Countersquall is probably going to be very relevant. I learn a lot about decision making while watching your streams, such as focusing on your deck strengths versus your weaknesses and not always responding in the same way to play. Yeah, exactly. But role assessment is very critical in Magic. Like, realizing what your deck is supposed to be doing in a specific point is huge. So I think I actually want to pick this end of turn to kind of fight here, because they want to, like, Cryptic Command me. I just, like, Bolt Squall, kill them, right? Yeah, I said earlier, I think this deck probably lines up very well against blue-white control in general. I think we have a lot of good tools to win a match like this. We have a ton of good draws. Snapcaster Mage, any burn spell, like, they have to answer this board, then they have to beat this Countersquall, then they have to beat the second Lingering Souls, and then they have to beat the top of our deck after all of that. Your takes on role assessment and such on stream have made me feel like a better Magic player. Thanks for the content. Thanks for watching, Pum Daddy. I appreciate that. Timely reinforcements. All right. Is cast Lingering Souls to bait a counterspell a proper play? Potentially. I don't know. I felt like they needed a sweeper for just 3 tokens here. Like, obviously, Timely into counterspell is, like, worst case scenario for us since we've drawn a bunch of bricks here. Yeah, this is kind of like worst case scenario, basically. Like, we bricked off 2 turns in a row, and our opponent had Timely and a counterspell for a thing. Pizza H, thank you very much for the brand new subscription there. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. Or welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Always had a problem with graded homework. When you teach me something, I learn. Why do I need to waste my time outside of school to practice? It isn't. I literally never did homework and there wasn't a time in class. So basically, Justin, if you're in a class and you don't need to do homework to be successful, you're probably in a class that's too easy for your current abilities. If you're in a class that's appropriately challenging you in school, you will likely need to be investing time outside of school to learn stuff or do work for that class. And there's a lot of people that are just like in classes that are much too easy for them. I'm gonna need you to cite a source on that one, Frenzied Mage. We got a little far ahead of ourselves here. It's looking like their sequence of things are gonna end up beating us. All right, Nicol. High school is by and large a waste of time. Alright, well they misclicked on one of their own tokens. I'm gonna go ahead and cast this other Lingering Souls to put lethal into play. I didn't Souls first to bait a counterspell because I didn't feel like they would counterspell a Lingering Souls. Oh, you think they're gonna snap Timely? Yeah, that makes sense. They have snap Timely or another Timely, not a misclick. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we're probably dead here then. Yeah. Yeah, the way I sequenced this game, we ended up getting really punished for how little action we ended up drawing. If we would have drawn any Burn Spell or Snapcaster Mage, those 2 draws before they had the Cryptic and the Timely, we would have killed them, but... yeah, we're just dead at this point. Nah, I think I'm happy with the choices that I made. Remember, we call them percentage plays because you're giving yourself the best chance to win a game, not the guarantee. So if I attack for 7 here, I can block this, block 2 more, take only 6. Yeah, so I'm going to attack for 7 here. And we're not just dead yet by any means. My last 2 years of school. So in America, and I'm told this is different in other countries, in the United States, the first 2 years of college basically repeat the content that you are supposed to have been learning during high school. And I'm told in other countries, the higher education isn't like that. But in the United States, that is very much the case. I actually didn't go to high school as a child. I was homeschooled for a long time and then started taking college classes when I was 16, which allowed me to finish my master's by the time I was 21. So basically I just skipped over that and just like did the gen eds at college. No, it's basically every major college, every non-trade school in the United States has general education for the first 2 years. Trade schools will differ. Non-trade schools are like that. Getting hardcast Terminus here. It is a huge waste of time and money. And like some high schools let you take what they call AP classes, but AP classes are worse than just taking college classes because certain schools will reject AP scores under a certain threshold, but they'll accept any transfer credits for the most part. All right, yeah, I think we're just gonna end up getting out of here a little bit. It's unfortunate. I think I could have won. I think I could have won game 1 this match with better play. And I think if we'd been a little bit more fortunate, we'd have won this game. So I'm going to wait on this path to Exile because we could draw Countersquall. And we drew another brick because that's how this day is gone. Also, as somebody who's taught AP classes are often harder in terms of material than the classes you take at college that guarantee to transfer. Which just, like, makes it even more absurd to the way it works. All right, while we're waiting for the second match in this league to pop, I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. Welcome. My name's Jeff Foglen. I no longer teach. I'm now a full-time stream, meme, and content producer here on Twitch because it pays better than teaching. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider keeping me employed here full-time by subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the reason that I'm able to be here day in and day out. I wouldn't be here without their very wonderful support. Past subscribing, you can check out some of my sponsors to support my content as well. MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. Honey is a free browser add-on that when you install it using link bit.ly/HoogleHoney, you'll be supporting my content here at absolutely no cost to yourself. What Honey does is it's a free browser add-on that when you're shopping online, it takes a look at the stuff in your shopping cart and searches automatically for coupon codes to try and save you money on things you're going to be buying anyways. Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 2 months now, and we really love it. I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress by checking out link bit.ly/HoogleBedUS and bit.ly/HoogleBedCA. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hooglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. The people asking why I conceded that game are the people that get really upset after they lose a 40-minute game to blue-white. Most people are very dead to blue-white long before they concede. Not understanding when the game is over against blue-white control is something people mess up pretty frequently. Our opponent was activating an Azcanta that turn, and then they were untapping with 2 Colonnades, and they were at 5, and we were at less than 4. So we were dead to their Colonnade or their Baneslayer Angel, and we also had nothing else going on. I subbed in part because of how much I love the Tempo deck. I appreciate the work you put in on it. Thank you, Pizza. Yeah, the blue-red deck's really sweet. It's been a long time since I sat down and actually worked on a new idea, and that was fun. Fun to hash up a new one. Chris Plett, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support there. I do appreciate it. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month. Yep, IRL, that's why your control opponent wins 101 a lot. That is exactly correct. Alright, depending on what the makeup of the rest of their hand is here, we could actually be okay this game. You did miss JAC. We just finished that one up. Well, I guess it was a little bit ago now because we're in match 2 of this league. I'm going to flashback these souls. I'm going to path this worm coil. We're going to die to an Ulamog next turn. You know, details. Just Tron things, really. Let's not joke about that, Umax. It's a very serious thing. It was very close to our stock JAC list with packs. So we had 3 packs and an Eternal Witness with 2 Fate Stitchers and Nagging Thoughts. Your content is excellent. I usually get to watch on mobile or YouTube. Finally got on the laptop to give you these free Prime bucks. Well, I appreciate you doing that, Chris. Glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Here's the Ulamog. 3 months of fun. Love the content. Thank you for the quarter of a year there, Mr. Maple Syrup. We're just super dead to the Ulamog next turn. So I could Crackling Doom to kill this after floating mana, but the Sanctum of Ugin cracking means I'm just not going to be able to race what they have going on after that. So Kolaghan's Command and Doom are a little slow here. Brutality's pretty awkward. I think Hide and Seek are actually okay here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hide and Seek has the upside of tucking a worm coil without killing it, which is nice. So some people in chat were debating the merits of Hide Seek versus other cards. Being able to tuck a worm coil is one of the real upsides of it. The oat and fruit cups are kind of awesome. In fact, I was just debating if I wanted to, like, crack one of those and eat it now. Kind of excellent. It is also good versus welding jars. I made changes to the list from yesterday. We had someone donate for me to make the updates that I would like to make and then run it back. What brand are these fruit cups? They are Del Monte. Del Monte. I'm gonna go ahead and just hope to make them stumble here. Just gonna grab Watery Grave and Countersquall this because it's also a burn spell, and then just slam Geist next turn and hopefully run them down. Geist was a good draw. And then next turn we can actually Lingering Souls plus Tasigur if we wanted. When Christy and I move in the spring, the new house is definitely gonna have a fridge in it. We went 4-1 yesterday. The one match we lost was to Panza. We're 0-1 in this league, but I punted the first match against a control deck pretty badly. What's my favorite part about Modern as a format? There's so many different decks. The power level of the format is very flat, which is the most enjoyable part, which means like a brew like what we're playing here isn't really that much worse than a lot of the other decks in the format. Christy is actually older than I am. Alright. Marduki fans. The boss has finally responded to me. And she thinks she's going to be able to get home to pick Jacob off the bus. So I think we're going to be able to fit 3 more leagues in today. Or 2 more leagues after this. I do my best to please the people that support my stuff. Land D hype. Thank you, Zach, for the bit. Pretty happy with how we boarded. We're gonna start the next game here. I'm gonna mute myself while I eat this fruit cup. I know my hair and my demeanor, angry old man, looks like I'm 40. But I used a TI Inspire and Wolfram during college. Thank you very much, chat. I didn't use an Abacus or anything like that. Jeez. Lay off. Alright, so when you cast Alpine Moon, you want to make sure you name a Tron land that they don't currently have in play. Because the land that you name turns into a rainbow land for them. So you don't want to give them a free rainbow land. They had Tower, which sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. They boarded in Nature's Claim, they showed us, so I'm going to go ahead and play the Stamping Spear. Because I have the Hide and Seek in my hand, we're actually insulated against an Oblivion Stone a little bit here, because I can tuck an O-Stone if they play it. Walking Ballista. This is a great curve. Disruption, disruption, threat. Which Endspire days? It was the first one. It was the first Endspire, to be fair. Gideon is an aggressive card. This is an aggressive deck, so I think Gideon is the appropriate card to play in this deck. I believe so, Burgle. Alright. There's one Nature's Claim. The easiest way to get to a point where you can play a ton of competitive Magic is to be an adult with a full-time job. It's just the long and short of it. I was able to travel and play a bunch of Magic because I was an adult working a full-time job that had a reasonable income. Alright, well, if they have another Nature's Claim, we're probably dead. They don't, God bless. This Geist is going to kill them very quickly. I wasn't a teacher. When I was grinding the SCG tour, I worked as a systems analyst for a major insurance company. When I was teaching, it was only part-time as an adjunct. Opponent said GG's. Alright. Alrighty. Alright, well, we're 1-1. And I'm pretty confident I messed up that first match against Blue-White Control. This deck is really sweet. It gets to play a bunch of the best removal in the format. It gets to play a bunch of really sweet grindy cards. Having all the colors gives us access to a wide range of hate cards in the sideboard. Like... This one's really kind of growing on me. All right, I'm gonna pause. So I pulled up look at this. This is a great example. So one of the worst parts about being a personality is you have to deal with people like this. And mute and block functions on social media are great. So on my normal Twitter feed here, I couldn't see who this person was responding to, which means I've probably blocked them. So this person's probably blocked or muted on my normal thing because they're obviously an asshole. Your average PPTQ grinder has more success than me, that I'm popular because people pay me money to play their bad decks. I literally just top 8'd an open, going 13-0 in the Swiss with a new archetype that I started tuning that didn't exist previously. Like, no matter what amount of success and good amount of stuff you do, there are going to be salty, obnoxious assholes like this in the world that you're not going to please. And you just need to, that's why mute and block functions are great. and you just need to move past them. No matter what you do, what you change, what results you have, these people are not going to be okay with you. And you shouldn't try and validate the things you do through the approval of others. Doing so and changing yourself to try and get the approval of people who are just obnoxious is just going to make you very frustrated and sad as a person. I should record that rant. Sure, yeah, I can post that one separately. It was about 3 hours and 25 minutes. I did swear. I need to work on swearing less. I do need to work on swearing less. Sorry. They're a jerk. In the words of potentially the greatest poet of our generation, haters gonna hate, 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 hate. And like, honestly, I'm sure that person is a mixture of, you know, just like being upset. There's a lot of people that are very jealous, right? They're like, a lot of people would like to play Magic like I do. And I'm very grateful to be able to do what I do. You know? Have I ever streamed non-card games? I've streamed Overwatch once or twice and some Skyrim in the past. I play Overwatch with some consistency. Ooh, is this a tribal deck? We haven't played against a creature deck yet. Elves. Okay, sweet. I'm excited to see how this matchup plays out. This is a good hand for this matchup. Doomblade, Doomblade, Doomblade threat. And I don't let it. And so, once upon a time, I really let a lot of those comments get to me. And now I realized I didn't realize what I just said to you all, which is that you need to just move past it. And that's, you know, that's tough to do sometimes. It's very possible I should have bolted their elf on one here. It's very possible. It is basically impossible to break into a new gaming market on Twitch. An established gaming market, like, you can stream all you want and stuff like that. You're just not going to have an audience. It's just not how it works. 2 more months, 1 more month till 2 years. Then you can let me dual wield. What's going on, Trex? Welcome back. So, the reason why I didn't bolt their thing on my turn is because I kind of wanted to wait for their payoffs. I don't think I quite have enough removal to bolt every 1/1 that they play. The donation queue is brilliant. Did I think of that on my own? So, originally someone had asked if they could pay the cost of a league for me to play their deck. And then other people started asking, but then the whole system of giving them points and stuff, that is something I came up with. But I'm far from the first person to be like, hey, I'll play your deck for money. Like, that's something lots of people have done. But with love. We do need another red or black source to cast this K command still. I'm gonna Helix this Dwinnen's Elite in response here. The Elves deck is very consistent at what it does. Very, very consistent. We played it a lot on stream. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite picks for aggressive decks right now. Team or Kiki sounds good, Trex. Will do. I would subscribe if you added a sub-only streamer we could hear your food noises. Nope. probably dead. Oh, they're on the Devoted Druid build. Maybe we're okay. Depends on what their last card is here. So I get to... I can't K-Command and Tasigur, because I don't have the colored mana to do it. If I would have fetched differently because I drew this other land, I could have done both. So, I guess probably could argue that I messed up here. Geist actually holds this board down pretty okay. Like, they can attack me for 4, but like, Geist keeps the 1/1s at home. I don't know, they're out of cards. This is definitely not a matchup where Geist is saying Traft shines. That being said, just being a blocker is pretty okay here. We got pretty... So, I want to talk about a decision I made this game that I think it's easy for people to shrug off as being wrong, even though I think I'm okay with it. It's very easy, yeah. So I chose on turn 1 of this game to not bolt Land War Elves because I wanted to prioritize being able to kill their 3-mana elf payoffs as opposed to trying to kill every creature they played. And the way their hand shaped up here, they didn't have a lot of payoffs they didn't have a lot of payoffs, they didn't have a lot of lands, and they had a lot of bad creatures. So because I chose not to bolt the Land War Elves, the way they ended up lining up into their hand, it didn't really matter. It didn't, or we got very punished for the choice that I made the way things line up. Is this a Clan Caller? Just to do it delete, sure. So next turn, I'll get to go Souls plus Tasigur, and then potentially be in a pretty good spot here. Or at least a good spot till they draw a payoff. No, they could not have activated Azuri. No, I don't think that mattered. Alright, Kolaghan's Command is actually a great draw here, because it means that I can K-Command, shoot the Dwinnen's Elite, plus make them discard a card from their hand this turn, which is great. I'm going to keep Helix in my bin, because I want extra health if I draw a Snapcaster. Heritage Druid doesn't matter at this point in the game. They have Devoted Druid and plenty of other mana elves. So, if they draw Collected Company here, obviously this line is bad for us, but we're probably pretty dead to a Collected Company regardless, so I don't think that's really worth talking about. I've been given the go-ahead to add another league today, so we're gonna run a little bit late today. So, Christy's gonna be able to grab Jake off the bus, so we will get to Mardu today as well. We are kind of stabilizing. Why kill the elite? Nettles can untap and make value. Nettle is a 2/2 that doesn't untap unless they have a spell. Dwinnen's Elite is always a 2/2 that untaps. Am I okay with them trading 2 of their guys for this? I think I am. I think I'm in a position where I'm okay with this trade. And I'm going to play this land out and fetch a tap land, I think, too. No, Moto, when there's only one mode Magic Online can possibly do, it is intelligent and only gives you those modes. So, when I cast Kolaghan's Command there was only one possible set of choices I could have picked, which were discard and shock something. So it chose those as default modes. Well, Jake is only 4, So he has to have someone get him off the bus. They don't let a 4-year-old off the bus and expect him to walk home on his own. That would be bad. I don't want to attack with Tasigur there because I want Tasigur on defense for if they draw a green card and untap these Nettle Sentinels. We are not fully turned the corner yet. We still are definitely in let's try not to die mode a little bit here. Creeping Turpit's actually a pretty good pickup here. We mill the Lingering Souls. That's awesome. If we can continue bricking on, if we can continue having them brick on a payoff here, we're gonna be able to take this game over. I think we need them to brick on a payoff until we draw a removal spell. If they hit a Lord here, we're probably dead. But if they don't hit a Lord this turn, we're probably gonna be able to run away with the game. I think. Unless we draw, like, exceptionally bad. Our average card quality in our deck at this point is much, much higher than the average card quality in their deck. How many lands is their deck generally? I believe 18. We can't beat anything here, so we're not playing around anything. Just lining up ideal blocks and crossing our fingers. Yeah, green-white elves with Devoted Druid often doesn't have Lead the Stampede in it. Was that just like a concession attack? That attack seems really bad. Because now, like, any lords they draw at this point are much, much worse. I think that attack was pretty bad on their part. It was like, I was scared of a lord. Now we're much less scared of a lord at this point. Yeah, it felt like a concession attack, right? I think it was early for a concession attack. I definitely think the game is slipping away from them, but basically conceding with their attack last turn, it felt premature. All right, that probably lets us lock this up. Yeah, I think that's enough blockers. Let's just get this game over with. I actually really like Geist in this deck, Camwell. I think this is, while I don't think Geist is amazing in Modern, I think this specific deck that's loaded to the gills with removal is in a unique position to be able to leverage Geist in a powerful way. Alright, so they are exactly dead on board next turn to flying creatures and creeping Turpit. I think Path to Exile is worth playing because there are a lot of Hallowed Ones and Gurmag Anglers in the format. And Vengevines, stuff like that. We actually don't have a lot of cards for a matchup like this, right? Is it actually like exactly this Engineered Explosives? That's true too, Burgle. Like, we can just, like, kill the thing that they block it with. I think Sphere's pretty bad in a matchup like this. We often want to be double spelling. A lot of our cards are kind of medium here, but honestly, a lot of our main deck cards are also very good. Like, this this package, like, can we just, like, take a second and appreciate these 18 cards here? Can we just, like, take a second and appreciate these 18 cards? I actually think Nicol Bolas is really good here because he flies over the top. I'm going to trim a Doom, and I'm going to bring in a Blessed Alliance. Pull the curve down a scotch. Yeah, it's possible the sideboard as constructed isn't great for these specific types of matchup, but honestly, I feel like our main deck is pretty well suited for a lot of these creature decks. I think leaving in one Countersquall is fine. I'm going to bolt the elf this time. Need to slow him down. All right. This is the make or break. Thank you for playing this amazing deck again on my birthday. I have to go to work, but I'll catch the rest on YouTube tonight, going to see if this goes up on your site. I'm probably going to add it to the site, Fallen Dark. Thank you. Thank you very much for the support, by the way. Hope you have a great birthday. Have a good day at work. Anger could be a real card in the sideboard. I could see that. Card's definitely good against decks like Elves. Hitting the land that casts Lightning Helix here means we should have a pretty good shot. And this is smart on their part. They played the Archdruid post-combat here, even though it pumps the Nettle Sentinel, because I obviously telegraphed removal by shocking my land in here. They have Lead the Stampede post sideboard. It's pretty good. How many elves on the dance floor? I have 2 cards in hand now. I think Death Shadow seems really bad. We have a bunch of Lightning Helixes and Collective Brutalities. Our health total is often quite high in this deck. The shock to get a blue source here, which sucks. I'm gonna snap bolt this Land War Elf just to keep their total number of elves small, since they have both this Westvale Abbey and a Shaman of the Pack. Well, we've got some souls. J Money, thank you for the 4-month free subscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Let's see how wide they're going to go here. Shaman of the Pack, and then 3 cards I don't know about. Yeah. Need a 1-mana removal spell that I can cast with this here. Probably not going to cut it. Nice, J-Money. Congrats. I'm going to play some Rocket League after this one, I think. So we're at 14 here. Depends on how good their leftovers are. The fact that they're untapping with Archdruid means they know we're out of removal. They get to cash in this Horizon Canopy for another thing. Or is there an option of attacking with Snapcaster last turn? Why would I want to attack with Snapcaster last turn? Can you be specific? We are not the beatdown. They are at 17 and we are at 14. We are currently trying not to die. We are treading water. So the fact that they made that attack there implies to me that their hand probably isn't very good, which would be nice for us. I need you to be more specific. I don't know exactly what time you're talking about, and if it's like 12 turns ago, it's not very helpful at this point. Alright, so it's a Shaman of the Pack. If their leftovers after this aren't good, we might have a shot. I have no idea if it's right for them to bring the Cleric in or not. Tasigur's actually a great draw here. If they don't have anything else going on, this plus these souls gives us a lot of blocking room. Yeah, I agree, Burgle. We cut the second to fit some other stuff in, but cutting the second was probably wrong. I think Tasigur's great in this deck. I think that assessment is accurate. That Tasigur is great. If they have another creature, they can Ormandal us next turn, but like, Ormandalling us isn't even very good here, right? It's like worse than their board, because any Path to Exile just like punishes them super hard. Yeah, running Shaman of the Packs is definitely bad for us. Azuri's pretty bad for us on this board too. If I was the opponent, I probably would have cashed in the Cleric last turn, but I probably also wouldn't have boarded the Cleric in. I need blockers or I'm going to die. Like, I need these spirits to not die to their stuff that they have in play. Ormandal has Trample? He doesn't have Trample. It's like, I thought I knew what this card did. I was pretty sure it didn't involve Trample. Don't scare me like that. It's like, if they make an Ormandal, I've got a lot of time to find an answer. Yeah, Ormandal has all the rest of the keywords. Trample is not on the list. Which keywords does he have? All the rest of them. I've ever lost power during a stream? Nope. They would gain a lot of health. Racing Ormandal is not an option that is an option that gets taken off the table. Why would we want Tribal Flames in our deck? We get to play actual removal like Path to Exile. And we'd have to give up playing lands like Celestial Colonnade and Creeping Tarpit to do so. I have no idea, Ninja Turtle. Gosh, my wife's the best. She's gonna get Jake off the bus and she's gonna bring me lunch. Is it just making me survive on snacks? We do have lethal upstairs, potentially, don't we? No, we don't have lethal upstairs because Westvale Abbey just cracks their stuff. I guess if they didn't have a creature, we could have potentially had lethal upstairs, but leave it to Westvale Abbey. I think they're making an Ormondal here off of everything but Arc Druid. '97 Zeke. Started my senior year today with computer graphics. What's going on, Zeke? Thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate you re-upping. Welcome back. I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna leave 2 back just in case. I brought in 1 alliance, right? Yeah, I brought in 1 Blessed Alliance, actually. What's going on, Totos? It has been a while since I've seen your name in chat. Welcome back. Hope life's treating you well. We drawn any paths this game? We've not. So we've got 4 paths in our deck. Wow, Azuri's actually really good here. Because they can just pay 5 and make it a 5/5 trampler. JK. What's going on? We are playing against Elves. We're currently up a game. But they flipped a Westvale Abbey, so we're getting beat down by Ormondal while we're throwing Spirit Tokens in front of it. I mean, if we were skilled, we would have drawn a Path to Exile, right? So I don't want to hear it about these Collective Brutalities. Oh gosh, we have Crackling Doom in our deck too. I boarded one of those out. Yeah, the other Doom's coming back in. We have 6 outs here. If we were good, we would have drawn one of our 6 outs. It's indestructible, chat. It's indestructible. Alright, 5 more draws. I think we're done attacking. I guess this for 2 is pretty good at this point. Yeah, Colonnade can jump at some point too. I do, in fact, need to work on drawing better. No, I think the removal is important to keep in my hand still. I think the removal is relevant. Sell your kingdom, it always works. Yeah, I guess Tasigur is better now. That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this at this point, since we have the Tasigur going too. This is like a bolt you for 9, basically, because it doesn't get to deal damage. We're getting 3 draws a turn, at path and stuff. Got there. Got there! We've got spirit. Yes, we do. We've got spirit. How about you? And then, just to make sure there's no funny business, I'm just gonna snap path this during their upkeep. The Tasigur's been thoroughly absurd. I'm really upset that I cut the second one. That should definitely stay in the deck. Alright, this could be lethal. Now I need to draw another removal spell. I'm gonna run the no blocks here. Not really a reason to. Need a bolt or a helix here. Path also works. Snapcaster. Nicol, Bolas, the Ravager. I don't know if that does it. Hey, Stegosaurus, thank you for the 2-month free subscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, that's true. If we'd have saved the bolt, they'd be 9 higher, but we'd have an out to this right now, which would be nice. So we'd be better off if we'd have held the bolt instead of bolting our spirit. Yeah, my initial gut reaction that we weren't caring about racing was probably accurate. Killing Azuri is not an option there. They also only had 4 mana, because Devoted Druid can only untap twice. Am I dead on board? I don't actually know if I'm dead on board. I'm gonna let them figure it out. Oh yeah, they can activate Azuri twice, right? Yeah, they can activate Azuri twice. Yeah, if I would have saved the lightning bolt, I would have saved the bolt instead of they'd have been at 31, and then we probably would have won the game. Yeah, I should just stick to my gut. No, I don't think Sphere is good enough against Elves, so I didn't board it in. We're a deck that wants to play multiple spells in the turn a lot of the time too, and while Elves you can slow down their explosive starts with Damping Sphere. A lot of the times the games we're winning are going to be ground out, and the games we're grinding out, Damping Sphere is really bad in. Really bad. I didn't kill the Azuri because the Azuri was a 3/3 for people that don't know how the magic cards work. I don't think I care about this one. I'm just gonna let that one hang out for now. Just pass with double removal up here. And like Burgle said, it's a really easy assessment to make too. I think the assessment that like we were going to be winning by a lot if we won that game was probably reasonable, like once we stabilized. Sure. For any reason to not kill the Druid's Epic Oko this turn. Because again, I am choosing to use my removal to prioritize killing their payoffs as opposed to trying to use my spot removal to basically try and keep the board infinitely clear. I think trying to keep the board permanently clear is a losing fight and one we are just never going to win. So I'd much rather just kill the Archdruids and the Shaman of the Packs and the Azuris rather than trying to kill each and every individual creature that they play. I'm always up 9 minutes on clock. People on Magic Online and Magic in general play incredibly slowly. So we could get into trouble here. If they hit Vizier, we could die. They did not hit Vizier, so that's nice for us. I bolted Landwar Elves on turn 1 last game because I wasn't going to guarantee to have a second land drop. And if I was going to stumble, I needed to try and make them stumble as well. So now I have to kill the Devoted Druids because this is going to get Vizier otherwise, and they have infinite mana. I don't get to gain health off of this either because they get to put a minus counter in here, which sucks. I'm getting married in a month, and your content has helped keep us sane while we plan. Thanks and keep it up, Isha. Congrats, and thank you for the 5-month free subscription. Welcome back. I do appreciate it. Usually they'll have one Vizier in their deck. There's very little reason not to play at least one Vizier in my experience playing Elves. If you're gonna play the Devoted Druid combo while two of them do combo with an Azuri, you should generally just play one anyways. You're going to win games because you have access to that. Yeah, believe it or not, in my time spent playing a ton of Magic on the Open Series, the number of draws I had in like 1,500 sanctioned matches of Magic that weren't intentional was like fewer than half a dozen. It was very, very small number. Honestly, I don't think Wizards of the Coast gives out... That's even Wizards of the Coast. I don't think judges give out slow play warnings aggressively enough. I think it's a big problem with the game. Because not giving out enough slow play warnings perpetuates slow play because people see these players on coverage playing slowly and then they're like, oh, the good players are very deliberate with their play, so then if I want to be like the good players, I also need to be deliberate with my play. Yeah, I could see that, Burgle. The Blessed Alliances seem kind of medium. I could see them theoretically like being a way to hedge burn, but like if you're trying to hedge burn, we like already have Helixes and Collective Brutality, so I think we're fine there. Yeah, I think I agree with that assessment that we should just have a couple angers on the board. I played against someone who asked for some time to think. It's been 3 to 4 minutes thinking, but I've been more restricted with that. That's way too long. There's lots of really friendly ways you can nudge your opponent. Because I wanted to preserve my health total. There's no guarantee that they had another payoff there. A lot of their payoffs that they could have in that position are payoffs that they would have played pre-combat. Azuri is like exactly the only payoff they could have had there that they wouldn't have played pre-combat. Speaking of slow play, they're down to 2 minutes now, which could cause them to start playing worse. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Snapcaster Mage here and target Lightning Helix. The Snapcaster Mage is basically going to be a 2-for-1 regardless, because, like, if they nuke my graveyard with Remorseful Cleric in response to the Snapcaster Mage, like, I still killed the Remorseful Cleric and something else. So, like, this is a win for me. Honestly, I think the biggest thing people fail to do that makes them play slowly is you should be figuring out what you're doing on your next turn during your opponent's turn. You should be using your opponent's downtime to figure out what your sequencing decisions are going to be. That is the best way to become a faster Magic player, is to use the time your opponent is using to plan out your stuff. And while that can distract you sometimes, and you do need to be able to pivot and reassess when you draw your new card for the turn, you're going to gain a lot more percentage points than you lose doing that. What's the best way to get someone to pick up the pace? And this is a little bit of human psychology too. Basically, if you want your opponent to actually increase the rate of play, you should call a judge over and in front of the judge say, "Judge, can you please watch our match for slow play?" Don't even say, "Can you watch my opponent for slow play?" You should say, "Can you watch our match for slow play?" Because then that's both players. If you want your opponent to get actual slow play warnings, you should probably talk to the judge away from the table, because basically it's human instinct that when your opponent hears, "Hey, we need to watch this for slow play," they're going to start playing faster. What are they doing? Is this a Court of Calling here? This is definitely a Court of Calling, right? Alright, so unfortunately... Oh, wait, I'm dumb. I forgot I had a thing. Forgot I had a Snapcaster Mage. Forgot I had a Snapcaster Mage. This card's great. Yeah, alright, that should lock it up in terms of my opponent has 50 seconds to win the game. That should lock it up in the context of they have 50 seconds. God bless America, land that I love, stand beside her. Wait, did they brick? Did they just brick on a lead this? I think they're putting 5 cards in the bottom of their deck. Whew! 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 Lordy! Alright, let's time out an Elves player. Let's get him. Let's get him. Alright, so they didn't play the card that they drew. So let's go ahead and Snapcaster, shock this, make them discard their card. I've pathed them a bunch of times, Burgle. So they haven't played all those lands. How many times have I pathed them? 2, 3? They've been pathed 3 times, Burgles. They've drawn 5 lands, which is not unreasonable for how many cards they've seen. Looks like we're actually going to win the game fair and square without timing them out. Yeah, the more we play this, the more I'm thinking there should just be some angers in the board. I think I like Burgle's assessment. I think the board needs a couple of tunings. I just kind of put some random cards in here. I need to sit down and think about what I want all these slots to be. But I definitely think turning these into a sweeper seems reasonable, and Anger's a good one. Because, like, Anger's another card that hedges graveyard decks nicely. I definitely want a second Tasigur back in the main deck. Definitely want a second Tasigur back. Cutting that was a mistake. Tasigur's really overperformed. Card's been super powerful. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. I appreciate it. I'm going to be running a little bit later than normal. We're gonna play the last 2 matches in the league with this deck, and then we're gonna play a Black-Green Rock League and a Mardu Pyromancer League. I'm not gonna talk about the merits of it's correct to slow play. That's just like, just don't do it. Don't be a part of the problem. I wish I knew if this was gonna be good in this matchup. I'm gonna keep it. We're on the play. Most matches, this card has a target. Yeah, Aladdin. Christy's able to come home from work early to get Jake off the bus, so I'm gonna just run longer than I normally run. We played Spirits in the very first league today, and I don't think I'll ever be playing Spirits on stream again unless it's for a very large amount of money. Spirits has just felt very bad the last few times we've played it. Consistently not impressive. If you are intentionally playing slow, is that not cheating? It is. Yeah. My opponent just said we played yesterday. This hand might be able to beat Panza. This hand might be able to beat Panza. I actually don't think I care about this card, right? I think I have enough lands. I think I let that one resolve. This Geist of St. Traft might run the tables here. I'm gonna play the match, or play the game at least, and see what they're doing. This card closes quickly. Any advice on being married? I recently got engaged, or as I like to call it, I'm now under new management. My best piece of advice about relationships in general is don't fight about the things you don't care about. Your relationship isn't about winning. That's, and as a Magic player and a TCG player, sometimes that can be difficult to comprehend. Not everything is a competition. If you don't care about something, let them make the decision. Pick and choose your battles. This good example of pick and choose my battles. Lots of people have asked me, do I want to shave my head? I would look good with a shaved head. My response to that is, I don't care what my hair really looks like. Christy really doesn't want me to shave my head, so I'm not going to shave my head. And you know, I've heard some people respond to that with, well, it's your head, you should do whatever you want. But the answer is, I really don't care what my hair is. And she does, so we don't fight about it. We just let her pick. It's an A+ example. It really is. How does your Doom feel? Alright, so this Countersquall is probably lethal. Yeah, maybe killing the Trinisphere didn't matter. I could see killing the Trinisphere not mattering. Although I guess, like, this position, killing the Trinisphere is good, right? He said, pick your fights because you can be right or you can be happy. And I mean, like, and there are some things, like, there's gonna be discussions where, like, you do have a strong opinion and you do really care about the outcome. And, like, and if you're not being stupid and fighting over things that really don't matter to you, you know, people are gonna be more willing to give. But, like, yo, maybe they don't really care about the thing that you really do. Give and take. Give and take. And I believe our Countersquall is going to lock this game up. Although the Creeping Tarpet's pretty good too. Now she's going to know my strategy. Christy and I don't really fight. We're both pretty laid back. We're both pretty realistic, responsible adults. Sprawl is on red. Of all the MTG channels I have watched, this is by far the most informative. That's because I talk constantly. And sometimes, if you're talking constantly, eventually something useful has to fall out, right? Is this a boom bust matchup? I know I'm asking chat, do we want to blow their lands up? But I think this might genuinely be a boom bust matchup, right? Like, we destroy their Utopia Sprawl lands, right? Collective Brutalities. Collective Brutality's probably pretty good here. Speaking of my wife, it sounds like she's home and she brought me food, so I'm gonna sit down. Alright, what am I cutting? I think I want the Boom Bust, the Wear Tears. Maybe I don't need both Hide and Seeks. If they're not Panza, maybe I don't want the Hide and Seeks. I'll just bring, like, I don't know that I really care that much about the Trinisphere. Oh, I think she needs me to let her in. I'll be right back. Alright, what are we supposed to cut? How valuable do you think seeing the opponent's information is? I think Scour is really good and has a lot of utility. Cut Path. Yeah, Path sounds good. I have Crackling Doom to kill bigger things and its reach. I like that. I like that. Yeah, we can win some games.
One's a bingo square, beaches.
Beaches.
I can't say.
Oh yeah, that's true. We are trying not to swear.
Yeah.
Trying to be more family friendly.
What up? Peace out.
What up? Peace out. Even brought me ketchup. You're the best. So we have here is the classic Lightning Helix Watery Grave opener. I think this is a mulligan. Nah, I'm gonna keep. Geist is pretty good here. I'm gonna keep. Let's draw some lands. Let's draw some lands, chat. I can never trust chat when they tell me to mulligan a 7-card hand, because chat just wants me to get an unkeepable 6 after a close 7. And then they just want their bingo square. Chat only wants one thing, and it's disgusting. I'm going to finish eating this sandwich really quick, 60 seconds, then we're going to play Magic while I eat my fries. Alright, let's go. Plenty of mana. We got ways to kill whatever kind of acceleration they're going to put out. Oh, it's actually a veggie sandwich from a place called Meatheads. Am I allowed to like a place called Meatheads? Head's a vegetarian. Nice feedback. Yeah, deck's really sweet. Jason's Deli is A+. That's actually from in and around the Chicagoland area, I believe. And we have one down in Bloomington now too. It's very, very good. We need a threat. We've got the answers department on lockdown here, chat, but a threat is what we need. We are currently 2-1 in this league. Is this game 3 against mono green nonsense? Between 4-color, Cobra, or Jund Living End. Probably the Cobra deck. I'm not a big fan of Living End. Nibers, thank you very much for the $10 donation. Playing tempo in Baltimore. Any final sideboard change with regards to the metagame stuff in Dallas last weekend? I think I'd still play the one that's on my website. I think the list on my site is fairly reasonable. Beware the Hornet Queen. Okay. I should have floated mana there. I'm going to grab a red source with this, and then go ahead and kill this Land War Elf since they missed a land drop. I should have floated black, because then I could have Crackling Doomed, and now I can't Crackling Doom off the mana I have. If that had been a land, a spell that ramped them, I might have countered it, but... Oh, do we hold the fetch for Boom? That's a good suggestion. Yeah, I should have held the fetch for Boom. I should have shocked in Watery Grave. I'm going to counter this one because it also ramps them. Really just need a threat here. The fact that, like, we're just letting them spin their... We're just spinning our tires while we disrupt them is not good enough. Ding. That'll do, pig. That'll do. And I could talk about maybe attacking with this Colonnade at some point, but, like, I'm certain that we're not going to get to 6 mana, so... They have 5 mana now, so we can get, Floop the thing back on top of our deck. It's the best Backstreet Boys song. I didn't really listen to that growing up, so I don't know that I can tell you a specific Backstreet Boys song. I feel like Living End's problems aren't... In my experience, Living End's problems are not related to beating decks like Control or Humans. It's about beating decks that really go under them quickly. That is potentially a game-winning Snapcaster Mage. It's going to snap back a Countersquall. They have 7 mana here. Do I want to just kill the Utopia Sprawl? I could snap where? Do I want to kill the Utopia Sprawl? There's a chance they just have, like, something huge in their hand, right? That Countersquall doesn't kill. Do they play Cloud Thresher? I'm just going to pass here, I think. I think I just want to hold Snap Countersquall. And they definitely have draws here that, like, punish us for not being aggressive and killing their mana, but I think a lot of their better cards are non-creature spells. Buzz, buzz. I'm going to go ahead and snap Helix at the Queen, I think, now. How is that game over? Like, we're basically at parity. Hey, Jeff, glad to catch you live. I'm usually on the YouTubes. Well, thank you. Thank you for the support, and welcome to a live one. Thanks for the 4 months. I'm going to attack for 4 before I play the land out here, because I don't want them to know the Colonnade's going to be active. Ideally, they're going to trade boards off here. Sivo, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. I'm going to go ahead and Crackling Doom here. Make them choose between keeping the elf and keeping the insect. This is a good play on their part. They use the scrying sheets in their upkeep to not only potentially hit a land, but also get to fetch in case there was a card on top that they didn't want to draw. So good sequencing from them. They have a lot of cards here that are very bad for us. Any of their payoffs, basically. An X spell. Walking Ballista. Okay. They have Simian Spirit Guide their deck. Okay. Alright, well, I get to fire up Colonnade and attack for 5 next turn. Yeah, I think we're still on the Colonnade attack for 5 here. Probably see them shoot the spirit here and take 4 down to 6. Yep. 6 is good for us. 6 is 2 burn spells. This league's been going for over 2 hours. This is basically it's a controlling deck, so yeah, Bliss is gonna get really big really fast. Kind of punish for Crackling Dooming, but like at the same time, like I needed to take their thing off the table so I could be attacking, right? That is not a particularly good draw. I'm gonna offer to trade this for the Walking Ballista. If they don't accept the trade, they're dead to any burn spell. Yeah, I think they're smart to take this here, but like we're also happy with this, right? Because then I get to like double Lingering Souls next turn. I imagine the top of our deck on average is better than the top of their deck, but like they also have scrying sheets to like mitigate some of that as well. So if I boom them off of this, they still have infinite mana. So yeah, I'm just going to cast the Lingering Souls, flash it back, and then if they don't find anything, they're dead to this bolt next turn. Chat tempting me with money. Oh, geez. Well then. There actually aren't that many creatures in bins here, huh? Does busting win the game? Let's count. All right, so they're gonna gain 1, 2, 3. Right? Is it just 3? So they're gonna gain 3. They're gonna go to 9. They're gonna have 8 power in play. I'm gonna fetch and go to 12. I'm gonna get attacked for 8. Oh, they only have 2 green mana. That's important. Oh yeah, just they only gain 2, okay? Because they got the attack in here. They could draw Forest, that's true. So let's assume they gain 2. They go to 10. I attack them to 6. They attack me to 4. I attack them to 3, hold back a blocker. I go down to 3. Yeah, so we actually have lethal if we bust here. Plus, someone offered me $5, so like I'm the winner either way. $5 is more than I get if we win this match, so I think it's the correct play, and I've been offered lots of dollars and bits, so let's bust it. This card's busted, chat. It's busted. No, we can't bolt before. Bust cost 6. If we could bolt before, we would bolt before, but that's not an option. Cast Gideon. Boom. This is the highest EV play. Ain't that the truth? Highest EV play right here. Oh no! Oh no, our entire house of cards, chat. Oh no! Oh no, they drew the land. That's why it's called gambling, yep. I might be out of red sources. BT dubs. With the $5 donation from Gamer for the meme of busting the land destruction deck. Oh, we do still win, right? We are still ahead here. We chump, we go to 2, and then we attack with the 2 spirits. We drew a castable card. Technically correct. Which one could argue is the best kind of correct. They're currently winning on board. No, there's no other creatures in the bin. No, there's no creatures, chat. Creatures are gone. They're out of features. No more food. No more food. Yeah. I was worried that card wasn't busted. Alright. This deck is definitely going on the website. It's sweet. I guess the EE. Alright, that was close. That was close. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Alright, Moto is running like molasses. So let's give it a re-kick here real quick. And we're going to play the last match in this league. Then we've got a Green-Black Rock League and Mardu Pyromancer Leagues coming up before we wrap the day up. I'm going to be running a little bit later than I usually do. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. I appreciate it. Got almost 1,000 people in chat. Dubby! With the 500 bits. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Enjoy my sponsors for half a second while I log back in. Technically for yesterday's bust, but you earned it. Modern has been cracked clean asunder. This deck is sweet. If you are someone who enjoys the card Geist of Saint Trash, this is probably the deck for you. We are currently 3-1 in this league, and the first match of this league, I worked really hard to lose. Punted it in lots of different ways. Punted it in lots of different ways. Oop. Did Bolas have a meaningful impact yet? No, we really haven't had a good match for Bolas yet, right? We didn't really draw him against the blue-white control deck. We definitely want a second Tasigur in the deck. I think I need to reassess the sideboard slots for the creature matchups. Probably want some Angers. Honestly, we probably don't need the Engineered Explosives with, like, Hide and Seeks and Wear Terrors. Could the mana base bear a Shizo? I don't think so. I think you'd have to cut a spell and add a land. So he needs a black source, but like, we get to cast Lightning Bolt and Lingering Souls. Seems fine. I'm going to play the Steam Vents tapped on 1, so that way our turn 2 can be like Colonnade tapped Lightning Bolt. I'm just gonna... Alright, so this deck is sweet, and I think if you're interested in beating Blood Moon, you should play one of the many decks that's very good against Blood Moon. This is not one of them. Alright, so what are we doing here? Let's make the last couple of adjustments. I'm definitely going to be throwing this on the website later, I think. I definitely want another Tasigur in the deck. Tasigur just, like, far overperformed in that league. Was just consistently very good. I'll trim a Nikki for now. I think I feel like I need more time to, like, get a good measure on Nikki, but... need to cast him some more, I think. Hide and Seek is too cute. I mean, Hide and Seek and Wear Tear are functionally the same in a lot of places. And Hide and Seek has some random upside in some places. So I think Hide and Seek is a card I'm willing to tuss more. I would be willing to accept that it's potentially worse than Wear Tear. But honestly, a lot of the places where you need to be killing enchantments, like paying one more mana is not a big deal. And the fact that this card doesn't destroy it, but it tucks it, is valuable against things like Wormcoil and Welding Jar. So I think there's merit to, like, playing some games with Hide and Seek before I cut it. I think the easy swaps are I want at least 2 Angers in the sideboard over the second Blessed Alliance and the Engineered Explosives. Everything else, like, the main deck is mostly good 4-ofs and, like, 2-ofs of a couple of various utility cards. If you're looking for a sweet, aggressive, sometimes aggressive controlling deck, this one's a lot of fun. Geist of St. Traft, especially alongside Lingering Souls, since Light from Edict effects, gives a lot of controlling opponents a lot of fits, so... go ahead and export this so I have it for later. Yeah, I saw your Battle of Wits deck, Annar.